Hello, watchers, and good evening, listeners. Coming to you from the fields of eternal carnage, it's your host, Fran Eden. We're bringing you the next Hero Atlas reading. We ended last time at Clockwork, and get to pick up this today at Crystal Maiden. So we're going to be doing Crystal Maiden, Dark Seer, Crystal Maiden, Dark Willow, and Dawnbreaker for our 5 today.
Are you worthy of my teaching?
Crystal Maiden. Blueheart Glacier is frigid at the best of times, but Rylai makes its windswept crest feel that much colder. Did my sister send you? She asks. Has a twinkle in her eye, but steel-sharp edge to her voice. I can't tell whether she likes me or is about to murder me. Or both. Of course not, she answers herself with a giggle. If my sister had sent you, you would have already tried to kill me by now. And then I would have to kill you. Her voice is sing-songy, but her clear blue eyes hint at something else. I'm not sure what, but the chill that runs down my spine isn't due to the frosty climate. The spell breaks, the hint disappears. Anyway, I'm warden of this realm, and you'd better state your business, she says, happy again. I try to explain my mission, chronicling the tales of the world's greatest heroes, but Rylai loses interest about halfway through my first sentence. Good luck with that. You can see yourself out, she gestures, not acknowledging or noticing that we're already outside. If you see my sister, tell her to come visit sometime. Good kind. Boop-a-doop. Dog. Crystal Dog. Dog Maiden. Dog Still Maiden. Crystal Maydog. I'll workshop that. I had come to speak with the Ice Wizard, hoping that his rumored 1,000-year hibernation here at the Blueheart Glacier included some wake flowers. If not, I guess I had come to look at the Ice Wizard. What found me instead was the ice rack wolf, its pelt the color of moonlit frost field, its sapphire eyes as penetrating as an auger boring a frozen slab. Have you come seeking power? It asked. I nearly toppled backwards into the swirling snow. In a sense, I said, struggling to regain my cool. If knowledge counts as power. The wolf's eyes narrowed, and then its gaze drifted to the glacier. Knowledge is crystalline clarity, but knowledge is also crushing weight. It preserves, but also imprisons. Then it shook the frost from its fur and padded off into the snow. I shivered, not from the cold, and realized I might have been looking for the wrong ice wizard all along. Dog. It's a good dog.
Dark Seer.
Dark Seer. One more match, Iskafel the Dark Seer insists. He's just challenged me to a 4th round of some strategy game in which we commanded armies of replicas on a battlefield. I'd lost the first 3 so quickly, I wonder how he, a great war strategist, could even take joy in it. War is not about joy, he chastised me when I asked. And a sharp mind can uncover new strategies even when facing off against a foe whose mind is puny. Well, if it's not about joy, playing the game seems to calm him at least. As we play and I lose, he opens up about his past. Before gaining the ability to command energy, he recalls children from his home plane must first master their bodies. Ishkafel trained in numerous martial arts and won a realm-wide combat festival called Lekel Devit, loosely translated to open brawl, which is why he rarely strikes a foe physically. Wouldn't be fair, he smirks. Besides, he finds outthinking his enemies more rewarding than simply outpunching them. You see, you left your left flank unguarded, which makes your forces vulnerable, he says, as he outflanks my general with a diagonal pincer movement of his South Cavalry that I had completely forgotten existed. One more match. Carrick. Me when Darkseer is also a tabletop nerd.
I'm wanted in 6 nations. You think a glowing rock is gonna stop me?
Dark Willow, glowing rock. Confused. The racetrack in Whitespire is half filled with drunken reprobates of every stripe, cheering or cursing as the couriers race around the course. Near the front, I find Mareska Sunbreeze, the Dark Willow, watching the event coolly, a betting slip in hand. She sees me eyeing her and flutters over. "Dangerous place for someone like you," she says, her voice lilting but with an edge. "Better watch you don't get yourself knifed." I stammered out that she was actually who I had come to find. As I do, a small wisp floats over to her and hands her a coin, which she accepts with a wink. "Not much to say, really," Mireska says. "My parents were dullards and killjoys, less said there the better, so I set off on my own." The wisp brings her another coin. "Thing about this world is, you have to make your own fun," she winks again. Now the wisp brings her a full coin purse, a familiar coin purse. I reach for my belt and find mine gone. By the time I look back to where Mariska was a moment ago, she's gone too. Good kind. I do love the candid moments with the heroes, where you catch them like outside. They like just kind of vibing and doing what they do, which is tabletop games for Darkseer and being a dick for Dark Willow.
Let your troubles wash away with the light.
Dawnbringer. Normally, being told to walk towards the light would make me roll my eyes and ask to talk to someone with a little less flair for dramatic poetry and a little more actual information. But in the case of Laura, the Dawnbreaker, that was the closest the villagers near the Night Silver Woods had. She had entered the dark forest mere days before, and witnesses miles away had claimed to see bright balls of light appear above the trees. Fortunately for this dispatch, this wasn't another exaggeration from wide-eyed villagers, hoping to see their name in print. The gloom of the Night Silver Woods made it all the easier to follow the bright flashes. Not to mention the ever-increasing cacophony of Valora's hammer smashing wood, stone, and foe alike. Before I went blind, thankfully only for a week, I briefly saw her. A living star shattered the encroaching darkness through sheer force of will. Too much darkness is a bad thing, and I think we'd all agree in banishing some of it. But banishing all the darkness? Just sheer blinding brightness all the time? I got a mere second of her utopia, and my retinas would disagree. Musgrave. Alright. And that is hour 5 for this evening. Thank you so much for listening, and I will catch you on the next time. Have a good one.